Hello, my name is Madison, and the past year I've really gotten into reading.
And when I mean really, I mean really. Airports, vacations, by the pool, at the beach, by the pool, at the beach, and at the pool again. I even took a book on vacation with me to New York. I bring books with me everywhere. I read every day. This is literally an addiction. And I know to some people that doesn't sound too crazy, but from literally going from never reading at all to reading every single day, any chance I can get, is a pretty big deal.
I started reading pretty consistently in February of last year. So from February 2024 to January 2025, the past 12 months, I have read 64 books. Majority of those books being romance. I thought that I would share some of my favorite books from 2024. So we'll start with one of the first books I read last year.
The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Ponston.
In this book, the main female character, her name is Clementine. Her aunt recently passes away and she goes to live in her aunt's apartment in New York. At the same time that she's living in the apartment, there is a man who is subleasing the apartment at the same time. The only thing is that the man lives 7 years in the past and Clementine is 7 years in the future. So in her aunt's magical apartment, the timelines interconnect. She wants to know more about him. She tells him to follow his dreams and they kind of inspire each other. Clementine goes to go find the male main character. His name is Iwin. Iwin. And basically the story just continues from there. This is one of the books that I can see actually being a movie. Like, everything was so detailed so beautifully. I recommend everybody to read this book. I absolutely loved it. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I think about it to this day. The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. This book is very cute. If you are looking for something very lighthearted, nothing too intense, nothing too deep, this book is gonna be for you. It is so cute. This book is about a main character. Her name is Martha. She loses her sister about 1.5 years prior. Her and her entire family are on their way to Martha's vineyard, which is where her family vacations every year. Her cousin's actually getting married this summer, so it's very exciting for the entire family. They have a tradition where the entire family plays the game Assassin. She actually forms an alliance with one of the groomsmen and eventually falls in love with him. So this book actually has the invisible string theory in a way, which I really appreciate in books. That is like one of my favorite micro tropes. And if we're going back to the 7-Year Slip, this also has an invisible string theory micro trope in it, which I really enjoy. The Summer of Broken Rules is also a young adult, which is nice. There's no spice in it because sometimes I just want to read a book with no spice. Sometimes I just feel like there's a little much in everything and it's nice to just have a little refresher with no spice. The next book that I have is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. And if you don't know who Christina Lauren is, they are two best friends, authors, and they basically collaborate on so many different novels, and I absolutely love all of their work. This book, though, specifically Love in Other Words, is my favorite book. The female main character, her name is Macy, and the male main character, his name is Elliot. So they haven't seen each other, and it says 10 years. For some reason I thought it was 12. But they're childhood best friends and they have had no contact in the past 10 years. And this book basically goes from the present to the past, the present to the past, how they are rekindling and why they kind of stopped talking and their childhood memories. They are next door neighbors from her vacation home, and every summer or every break she goes to this vacation home and she sees Elliot and they bond over books and words. But this is my all-time favorite book. The last 2 lines in this book absolutely broke me. Everyone needs to read this freaking book. I don't even know what else to say about it. Just read it, okay? I promise it's good. Next book, If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nallum. This book basically is about childhood best friends, Autumn and Finn. They are best friends in elementary school, best friends in middle school, but towards the end of middle school and beginning of high school, they grow apart completely. This book is very slow. It goes through Autumn's point of view. She basically goes through her entire high school experience with her boyfriend, Jamie, and she passes by Finn. She has all these thoughts like, I like Finn, but I don't like him. And it basically gets to their summer right after graduation, and they finally rekindle and become friends again. If I'm gonna be completely honest though, it is really slow. So if you're looking for something not so slow, this is not gonna be the book for you. Speaking of sadder romances, A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. The main female character, her name is Poppy, and the male main character, his name is Rune. When Poppy's grandma passes away, she gives her this jar that says 1,000 boy kisses and tells her to write every time a boy kisses her. Whether it's the kisses in the rain, the kisses at sunset, the kisses before bed, just write them all down so whenever she wants, like, she can open and read them and just know that she's loved. Poppy's whole mission is to just fill up this jar with 1,000 boy kisses. So the next book I'm going to talk about is Happy Place by Emily Henry. What you want in a contemporary romance is in this damn book. Every summer, Harriet and Wynne and their friend group goes on a vacation. Harriet and Wynne broke up 5 months ago and have not told their friends anything. Harriet thinks she's in the clear. She basically says, oh, Wynne, her ex-boyfriend, she says, oh, he won't be able to join us this time. And her friends reach out to Wynne to surprise Harriet because they still think that they're together. Harriet sees Wynne for the first time since they broke up. They have to pretend that they're a couple on this trip. This 1 week literally just changes the whole trajectory of their relationship. This book will always have a special place in my heart. So if you have the chance to read it, I recommend reading this. And the last book I'm going to be talking about is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Anything this woman writes is God tier. I don't understand. She writes perfect romances every time. The main character's name is Emma, and the main male character, his name is Justin. Justin posts on Reddit how he is cursed with love. Every time he goes on a first date, the girl goes on a date after him with another guy and ends up marrying that person. And Emma is like, oh my gosh, that kind of happens to me too. They end up communicating and eventually come up with an agreement that maybe they'll break their curse if they're in a relationship together. So they come up with a plan just for the summer for 4 dates, 1 kiss, and a breakup. And that should break their curse. The concept for this book is so cute. It was just done so well, and I just love anything that Miss Abby Jimenez writes. So these are some of my favorite romances from the year 2024. And if you read any of these, also let me know how you feel about them. Okay. Mwah. Bye.